Hello everyone, today I'm going to be making a Blox Fruits tier list with every fruit in the game. As you can see with some of these fruits, like they still have soul in here, but they also have spirit, and it has like revive. We'll just say this is ghost. So let's go. I haven't even used some of these fruits, but I know exactly like what they're like. So starting with barrier, we've got S, A, B, C, D, and F for these categories. I mean, people say barrier is really good for PvP. But honestly, I think it's pretty trash. You have the barrier stairs, which are not helpful at all. And the moves just aren't that good. You can't really hit them well unless you have perfect aim, and even still the damage is low. So I'm just going to put barrier in D. I feel like I'm going to make people very upset with this video. Alright, let's just start with another random one. So we have Rumble. Rumble is very good for PvP, like the V move and the X move. All of the moves are very good. And you have the F move, which gives you 3 other dashes, like flash steps, but a little bit worse. And it's pretty easy to get your hands on this fruit. It's a really good fruit overall. So I'm just going to put it in S tier. Alright, Kilo. Kilo was the GOAT. Kilo was a very good fruit. Rocket should never have came into the game, bro. Rocket is an automatic F tier. Why did it have to replace Kilo, bro? Come on. Alright, now let's do Ghost here. We're not going to... Like, they still have Door and Revive in here. I remember those fruits being pretty bad, but I don't remember exactly what they were like. Alright, let's actually just do Blizzard. So I haven't used Blizzard in a while, but I remember the last time I used it, the moves were really overpowered, and you could just like click on the V move and anybody in your area would just get attacked by ice. So Blizzard was actually a pretty good fruit. I'm going to put it in A. Now Bomb. Bomb does a lot of damage with the V move self-destruct, but you have to be right up next to them, and they would have to just be standing still to get hit. And Bomb is overall a pretty useless fruit. The attacks aren't very well, or they aren't very good, so we'll put it in D. Buddha, it is very overpowered. It's pretty annoying, but Buddha is a good fruit. It's amazing for grinding. It's great for M1 spamming, even though I hate M1 spammers. Buddha goes in S tier. Okay, let's just put this at the back because we're not going to be using this. We're not going to be using this. Alright, what do we have next? Let's do Chop. Where's Chop at? Oh, Chop's right at the front. Okay. Chop. Everybody seems to be putting Chop in F tier on these tier lists. But I think Chop is actually a really good fruit because it gives you complete defense against sword users. Their M1s and their moves don't do any damage to you. Chop is a really overpowered fruit. I'm going to give it B tier because the moves on it are pretty bad. Combos are pretty tough to do with it, and the damage is low. But just the fact that you are immune to swords is really good. Okay, what even is this? I think this is Control. Okay, Control is a good fruit, but it definitely needs a rework. Some of the moves are good, but honestly, if somebody was actually fighting you, they could just walk outside your control area. This fruit's nothing special, but it is decent. Alright, now we have Dark. Unawakened Dark is terrible. But once you awaken it, there are some combos to do, and it does quite a bit of damage. Dark is not my personal favorite at all, but it is a decent fruit. Okay, Diamond. All you get to do is just encrust. I don't even think that does anything. Your avatar just turns blue, which I guess will give it an extra point for looking kind of cool, but I mean, Diamond's not good at all. Those moves, they're nothing special. We'll give it C. We'll give it a D, honestly. Okay, Doe. I have to be honest, I haven't used Doe since like a week after update 19 or whatever it was, update 18.3, whatever update they dropped that had the, I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like the Doe Awakening or something, if that's even when it happened. But I remember using Doe back then. It was really good. You can do some infinite combos with it, and I get killed by Doe users a lot. I think it's a really overpowered fruit. It is pretty tough to get, but I'd say it's a good, nice, fun fruit. It's also Logia, so points for giving it good for grinding. It's a very great fruit overall. Okay, Dragon will probably be an S after the rework, but right now it's honestly not that good. It gives you a little bit of defense, just like Buddha, so that makes it decent, but the moves, they're not that great, and it's pretty easy to avoid it. So right now, Dragon gets, honestly, not even a B tier. I'm going to give Dragon a C tier. I don't think I've ever lost to a Dragon user unless they had a different build, like really good sword and fighting style, and they just comboed me with that. Okay, Falcon. Falcon's pretty useless, I gotta be honest. The moves suck. You get to get those little wings around you, but I don't even know. They might give you a higher jump, but I don't think they do. I'm gonna give Falcon an F tier. It's just a rip-off Phoenix. Falcon is not good at all. Okay, Flame, unawakened would be like a F or D. But once you awaken the fruit, Flame actually gets pretty good. It's like a rip-off Rumble, but with different attacks. I'm just calling it a rip-off Rumble because of the V move. And I'd say Flame's actually a pretty nice fruit. I'll give it B tier. Flame is decent. I know everybody in the comments is going to be like, never let bro cook again. It's because I like never use these fruits. I'm just going off of what I can remember about them. So I'm probably creating the worst Blox fruits tier list in history. Okay, now we've got Ghost. Ghost, I like, just because it gives you that extra 50% health. You could be good with other builds. Like, honestly, Ghost isn't that good. Like, summoning those Ghost friends, they're not going to help you at all. But just that 50% life, that brings it up from like a D or a C all the way up to an A, because that's really overpowered. What's this? Dragon Rework? It has not came out yet. We cannot review that. Okay, Gravity. Everybody says Gravity's like in the top 10 worst fruits, and it sucks. But I find if you use Angel V4 and you hold the X move on them, they're just dead instantly. But if you can't catch up to them, it's not really good. And if you're not using Angel V4, just the attack doesn't do that much damage. So we'll give it a B tier. It's definitely not one of the worst fruits in the game. It's just nothing special. It is kind of bad for a mythical, I gotta be honest. Okay, Ice is an S tier. You've got that sword for grinding, the Logia ability for grinding. You can walk on water. The V move is extremely overpowered for PvP. It's got a ton of combo potential. Ice is a great fruit overall. Same with Kitsune. If we're just talking about PvP and grinding, that M1 and all those moves that you can spam, and you can move super quick with it. For this, I'm not saying like how annoying it is to fight them. That's not going to bring down points. I'm saying how enjoyable and overpowered it is to use the fruit. Kitsune is good for transportation and then running around, running away, I guess you could say. It's good for PvP, and it's good for grinding. So Kitsune is a good fruit. Alright, Leopard. I've never used Leopard. This is the only fruit on the list that I have never used before. Not even on another account which had Leopard. I don't know why I didn't use it. I've literally never used this fruit before, but I've seen videos on it. And it's a pretty spammy fruit. It's pretty easy to get kills. But when I fight it, it honestly doesn't seem that crazy. So I'm going to give it an A tier just based on what people say, but I don't think it's that great, honestly. Okay, now Light is also an S tier, just like Ice. Light is so overpowered, bro. With the sword and all the moves. Ice is honestly a better fruit than Light. For grinding, Light is better. But for PvP, Ice is better. But they're still both amazing fruits overall. And that Light Flight makes you go so fast. Okay, I thought that was rubber for a second. I've got so many loves recently that I've just dropped in the sea. I think like 8 times on camera this June, I've dropped a love in the sea. I hate love, honestly. I'm going to give it a D tier. I mean, this is a legendary, and the only thing you could do is a besto friendo that's pretty much useless. I could give it points because it has that grinding part to it, because you can grind with the besto friendo, but it's pretty weak. And this fruit is just not that good for PvP. I've only lost to a love user once. It was a 60 million bounty, I guess 30 mil bounty, 30 mil honor, and they were just using random builds. But they hardly even used the love at all. They just comboed it with other things. So love is not a great fruit, especially for being a legendary. Okay, Magma, I'm going to give it an A. It's really good for grinding, but it's not fast for transportation. It's not, it doesn't have a sword for grinding. But, plus, it's very good for killing sea events, especially sea beasts, because of the damage it does when it's awakened. So it's a good fruit, but it doesn't quite reach S tier. Okay, I don't know why we have the meme fruit in here. That can get out. Let's see how long I've been yapping about tier lists. 9 minutes I've been yapping about the fruits and Blox fruits, bro. Alright, let's just go with Smoke. Sand. Sand is a pretty bad Logia fruit, I gotta be honest. It might be the worst Logia fruit, but Smoke is also pretty bad. I mean, I'll give Sand a C tier, because there's some moves when you awaken it that are good for getting combos and do a bit of damage. Like the V move is the one that stands out, but overall it's not a great Logia fruit. It's good because it's Logia, but nothing else about it is really good. That's kind of what you can expect. I think it's an uncommon, maybe a rare fruit. Okay, Spring. Spring's a D tier. Honestly, an F tier. All you can do is just spring around and the attacks are pretty bad. Okay, Mammoth is good. It has the M1s. When you go into the move, you can just stampede people when you transform. And you just have so much defense. Mammoth is an A tier. You can just become a tank and just plow through other players with them doing like hardly any damage to you. It's like you take like 70% reduced damage. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, we have so many fruits left. Okay, Pain. Pain did not get enough love. Some people are saying, oh, Pa got the perfect rework. Put that back there, because Pain and Pa are pretty much the same thing, just a little bit different. Everybody's still saying, oh, we need a Pa rework. We already kind of got one, but it definitely was not enough for the fruit. But there are a lot of very overpowered moves with it. I have videos using it. It's a pretty good fruit. It's a legendary, but I mean, it's nothing special. It's got that torture move, which is what I like the most, because it kind of blinds the enemies. Okay, now we've got Phoenix. Phoenix is good, but it takes so much effort to awaken it. Like, it takes so long. You gotta first get 400 mastery, or you could have someone host it for you, but then that's too easy. Then you have to pay a bunch for the Phoenix raids, either 1,000 frags every 2 hours, or a fruit over 1 in a million. Then you have to do 6 raids, spending like 30,000 fragments overall. It's very tough to awaken it, and honestly, it's not that good. The only good thing about it, really, it has some decent PvP moves, but this is the changer. This probably takes it from a C or a B to an A tier, because that X move or whatever that makes you heal, the blue flames or the Exodus or whatever, is so overpowered. You heal up so quick, and you can heal allies that you can just regenerate to full health in the middle of the fight by flying up and healing. Okay, Portal is an S tier. There's some crazy combos. You can Dimensional Rift, Soul Guitar X, which is super annoying, but it's overpowered. And you can teleport to other islands. I mean, it's literally the best transportation fruit. You can teleport to other islands. And you don't even have to awaken it or anything. Just get a bit of mastery, teleport wherever you want. It's a really good fruit. Definitely an S tier. If you don't have it permanent, it's not as good, because, I mean, you can't just switch to it to teleport, but whatever. Quake is a great fruit once you awaken it, but I'm just going to give it a B tier, because, I mean, it's not amazing. It has those waves that come out, which are pretty strong, and it has the move that freezes you or whatever. Not really freezes, because the other person can't do anything either. It's a decent fruit, but, I mean, you have to awaken it, and it's not that special. Okay, Rubber, it's a D tier. It needs an awakening so badly. Like, the transformation's literally Gear 2. We're on Gear 5, bro. Gear 2 is not even that good. You can fling yourself up, but that's the only notable thing about it. Moves are pretty terrible. Okay, Shadow I haven't used in a while, but Shadow's honestly not that good. Like a C or a B tier. I'll give it a B tier, just because you can trap people in that V move and then combo them with other things. So it has some decent combo potential, and the other moves are still alright. But, I mean, for a mythical, it's not that great. Smoke, I'm also going to give a C tier, just like Sand. Smoke is, it's not very good. It's a Logia. The Smoke Bomber, people say, is good for grinding, but the damage on that is so ridiculously low. It takes you like 30 seconds to kill an NPC. It's got Logia, so plus for that, and the moves, they're just not great. Sound, I'm going to give an A tier, because with that C move, you can just hit people, and the tempo meter, which speeds you up, Sound's a good fruit overall. I like it. And it looks good, and it sounds good, because it was just released recently. Haha, get it? Sounds good. I wasn't even trying to do that. What am I doing? Alright, now we've got Put Away String. String got reworked into Spider. Spider, you got that Spider Highway move, or you have the String or the Spider Flight unawakened. And the moves are pretty overpowered, but I'm going to give it a B tier, because it's not crazy. I mean, I've never really got comboed by a Spider user. Like, the X move is good. You could trap people in it, but that C move is just not special. You have to unawaken it. That says something about it. Okay, what even is this? This isn't Spike, is it? I think it's Spike. Yeah, it's Spike. Spike is an F. Okay, what do you have with Spike? You've just got to rip off dough, bro. Spike is not good. The damage is bad, and you cannot combo with it. Spike is not good. I need to see somebody combo me with Spike, and then I'll change my mind. Spin, F. All these common fruits, they suck. You guys can say, oh my gosh, it has a spin flight. That is the slowest flight, pretty much, in the game. Like, it's not good at all. They reworked it to look better, but it's still terrible. Spirit is an A tier. Soul was pretty bad, but now that they reworked it to Spirit, if you can spam all those moves, I've gotten spammed by spirit users and pretty much died within 2 seconds. Like, they can do a lot of damage really quick with all those goofy things that they spawn in. I've used it recently and I didn't love it that much, but I think it's a pretty overpowered fruit. Alright, now we've got T-Rex. T-Rex was probably the most disappointing update that came to the game because they added a subclass, a new fruit that was, of course, a beast fruit again, a mythical beast fruit, so that they could charge more Robux for it and make more money instead of releasing an actually good update. But besides from that, T-Rex is a very good fruit. I mean, it's a mythical, but it has that V move, which makes people take damage over time, and the X move where you trap people in. It's pretty dang powerful. Okay, the final fruit we have is Venom. That poison damage is really high. You can transform into Poison Cloud and stuff is good. But recently, it just hasn't been that great. I'm going to give it an A tier. It used to be an S for sure. And then we have all this old crap. So this is my Blox fruit tier list. I know everybody's going to say never let bro cook again. This is the worst tier list I've ever seen. But this is my personal opinion on every single fruit in the game. That's going to be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.